Hi everyone, it's Kathy with Paper Phenomenon. I'm here to show you the finished album, the one we made during the Ustream class today. It was a two-parter and I was working on the flaps and I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do with it, so I said I would show you all on YouTube. So this is the closure here, guys, and this is part of the graduation mini that I showed you all, and it's somewhere over here on my desk, but it's, oh, here it is. It's the graduation one that I had here for with the kits that were available. And I went ahead and for the class, I did it with the Tattered Time paper stack by Die Cuts with a View. That's for music. And I want to show you all what I did with the inside. So the closure is super fabulous. Just wanted to show you how versatile the kit is. For the kit, it was all graduation. It had this 2011 little thing here, class of 2011, and these came in different colors, red, green, blue, and yellow. And I did mine up. I dyed it with alcohol inks, and I colored up my clip thingy over here, and it looks fantastic. So I just wanted to show you that you do not have to limit yourself to graduation. You can do absolutely anything with this kit. Alright, if you just eliminate the few graduation items that were in there. But the charms and everything are completely neutral. This is pretty much the only graduation thing. This tassel, this 2011 doesn't have to be graduation. Alright guys, and the paper line for the kit is the Colorful Life by Die Cuts with a View. So this is the closure right here, guys. I already took it off because I don't feel like putting it on there. So the album opens up like so. And in the album, during the class, we made these really fun pages that slide up like so. Alright, let me pull that tag out of the way. And these slide up all the way. Alright, and they go like this. So I'll take you to the album first. And then on the back, you have a really nice pocket here for a fun photograph. Then you have this tag pull out. That is also a pocket here and a pocket on the back side. Okay, and this is all during my Ustream class. I also have a written tutorial on this, guys, so if you want to make this album, you can pick up the tutorial and you don't have to watch the class. Alrighty, so that goes in there, and then that turns like this. So there's 3 different style pages in this album, and this one, this is another envelope that I have a gypsy file on my blog for. This one opens up like this. It has a pocket here, and 2 pockets on each side. Okay, and here's another one of those envelopes. So there's 3 envelope sizes. There's a large, a medium, and a small. And again, another one of those pull-up pages. This paper line is absolutely beautiful. Alright, so those were the 3 style page. Oh, this is the 3rd style page. And then you got a double pocket page here. Don't mind my fingers, I've been working. And this is the large pocket. Alright guys, I covered it with pattern paper and I did a little stamping action over here. Not pocket, envelope. And that's it. And it goes on just like so. So here's the 3 envelopes together. The large, the medium, and the small. And take advantage of that gypsy file. It's posted on my blog, the Paper Phenomenon blog. So what I wanted to show you all that I did, I finished the inside flaps. I did a small diagonal pocket here, and the reason why I did a small one is because I don't want to cover up this paper, and that will allow you to put a really nice size photograph right there, not glued down. You want to mat it, and you have the opportunity for a photograph, and you can also enjoy that beautiful paper line. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. You can put multiple tags in there if you wanted to, or multiple pictures, and just arrange them like so. Alright, so really cute on the small tag, and I'll show you all how I did that. And then when you open up the flap, the Julie flap, this is what I did here, guys. So this opens up like so. These little straps are made with Tyvek, and I will show you all how I did this as well. Love the Tyvek, okay guys? And then this opens up like this, and like this. Alright, and then you also have, Snicky, then you also have a full-size tag for a 4x6 photograph in each pocket. Alright, and that goes like so. And over here, I left just a basic paper, and you can do another diagonal pocket here for another full-size photograph for your, whatever the album's going to be, for your graduate or whatever it is. And I love it for the graduate because you know you get those giant size photographs. Okay, and for the graduate mini album, I also did the same thing right here. Okay, so that's that. This paper line is fantastic. Alright, so I'm going to show you all how I did this side right here. And hopefully this is still in the camera view. Okay, so let's get our supplies. You're going to need 3 sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Okay, see, I didn't finish up this side, so I can show you how to do it on this side of the book. So let's get the book out of the way for a little bit. So get your 3 sheets of 8.5 by 11 or whatever size. What you're going to wind up with is you need a paper that is 6 inches by 9 3/4 inches. Okay, so 6 by 9 3/4, and your first score mark is going to be at 3/8 of an inch. Your second score mark is going to be at 4 5/8 of an inch, and your last score mark is going to be at 8 7/8 of an inch. All right, so let's go that through one more time. 6 by 9 3/4 on your full size sheet of, on your piece of cardstock. You're gonna, for your first score mark will be at 3/8 of an inch. See that little flap right there? Second score mark will be at 4 5/8 of an inch, and the last score mark will be at 8 7/8 of an inch, and that's that score mark right there. So that leaves you with this little flap. You fold it over, and this gives you an instant hinge right here. All right, my friends, so this is your piece. You want to fold your score marks, right? Then you're going to apply tape to the very bottom thin flap. You're going to remove the tape backing, alrighty, and you're going to secure this in place. But before you do that, you want to pay attention to the orientation of your album. So for this side, you're going to want to glue your pockets closed on your right hand side because you want them to pull out on your left hand side, right? Oops, I can't get that in there. For this side, let me move this over, and that's upside down to you guys. I got my flip, so I forget that it's upside down. So for this side, you want your pockets to open up on this side of the page. So what you're going to do is you're going to seal your pocket on this side. Okay, so you seal that just a little bit at the top. Don't seal it all the way down, just halfway. All right, see, halfway. And what you're going to do is apply a small bead of hot glue to seal that pocket shut. Okay, just a small bead, and then go ahead and close it. Okay, I'm losing my stuff over here. And you go ahead and you close that, and you have an instant hinge, as you can see right there, and there's your pocket, and that's going to get glued down right there. So you're going to do this 3 times, okay? And I've already gone ahead and cut my pieces down. I even cut my mats down, and I went ahead and I sealed my pockets on this side. So you got 1, 2, and 3. All right, and I believe I'm in the camera view, but let me move over just in case. So you got your 3 pockets. Now what you're going to do is you can mat them, and let's go ahead and do that. So your mat sizes are 4 by 5 3/4. So you get a really nice full size. You can put a really nice full size picture on there. So I love that. Okay, graduates, or again, whatever this album is for, they take tons of photographs. So in this album, there's lots of opportunity for photographs. You don't have to limit yourself. All right, so being that you have your hinge in place there already, you can go ahead and mat, and you don't have to worry about it. All right, and let's do the 3rd one. And my ATG is about to, I think it's almost time to replace it. But it might let me finish up this quick tutorial with you guys. So let's see. Hopefully it does. If not, we're going to get a quick tutorial on replacing your ATG tape. For those of you who don't know how. And there's your 2nd one. And your 3rd one. Where's my mat? Here it is. This one goes like so, because here's your opening, and I want that hinge to be on my right side. But if it's facing you, it'll be your left side. Okay. And a little bit more ATG action over here. And then we're going to stick this down. And here is my opening, so I want this on this side. Okay. And that's it. That's all you got to do to make these pockets. For your inserts, these measure 4 inches by 6.5, and you can do them by 6, but the 6.5 works because I like it to stick out just a little bit. My honey has got that TV so loud. Sorry guys, I'm sure you can hear it. And see, those go right in there. They fit perfectly. So if you want to save paper and do the 6 inches, that's fine, but I want them to stick out a little bit, so I did the 6.5. Alright, so those are the tags, and you need 3 of those. So to get these pockets on here, one of the things I don't like about this is that you can see the hinge mechanism underneath. But the way I set mine, you can't see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you all how I did that. So we got to, it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit tricky, but you see you can't see the hinge? I hid it underneath the pattern paper. But in order to do that, you have to cut your pattern paper down at certain measurements, depending how you want your pockets arranged, okay? So let me show you how I did mine. Let's get this out of the way. So if you're making that particular album, your measurement on your paper is, let's see, 6 by, and I've done this so many times already, and I don't know how I forgot. 6 by 7, all right? And your first cut, let me make sure I get this right. Your first cut is going to be at 1.5 inches, but from the top of the paper, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to bring it to the 7, and 1.5 inches from the 7 is what? 5.5. So you're going to make your first cut at 5.5. Remember, the top design, the paper that's going to be at the top of your album is going to be at the bottom of your trimmer, okay? So your first cut is at 1.5, and that's your first piece. Your second cut is going to be 1 inch, so you're going to bring that down to 4.5 inches. All right, so you should have a piece that measures 1 inch, one that measures 1.5 inches, and then this one that measures 4.5 inches. So those are your 3 pieces, okay? And it's upside down to you. Once again, I apologize. Like that, okay? So now what you're going to do is, you don't have to worry too much about, I'm going to distress because I can't help myself, but you don't have to worry too much about it because I don't think it's going to show. But I can't help myself, so I've got to do it, guys. Got to do it. Alright, so bear with me because I'm working upside down here. So you got to decide which one's going to be on the top, which one's going to be on the middle, and which one's going to be on the bottom, and that's how I'm going to arrange mine. Right? So this one is going to be on the bottom, so you're going to stick it down to this piece. Alright, you're going to flush it right there. So your hinge has to have tape on both sides. Okay, on the inside and on the outside. So let's remove the tape from the inside. And we're going to stick this down. Line it up perfectly. So this piece measures 6 inches, and so does your pocket. They don't have to be exactly the same size to do this technique, but in this particular case, that's the way it worked out. Okay? To stress that. So there's your first piece. So that's the very bottom pocket. This is my center pocket, so that's the 1 inch piece. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place. Let's get rid of the tape and line it up perfectly. Alrighty, that looks good to me. And that goes like that. And for the very top one, same deal, my friends. Remove the tape backing, align your piece of paper with your pocket flap, and done. Now, to get it in your album, you're going to apply some more tape to the exposed part. See here we have some paper without any tape on it, so we want to get tape on there, most definitely, because you don't want this to come up. Okay, so let's get that tape on there. And this is an extra. You don't have to do this. You can do this like the original book, the original album, and you can leave it just for portraits. But I like the interaction, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Love, love, love the interaction. And you can use your ATG for this. I don't think that it will come up, but I love my score tape. And I probably overdo it, but hey, it's not, this puppy's not coming up, so I don't have to worry about that. So the first one you're going to put in place is the bottom one. Alright, so here's my album. Let's remove all that backing. All of the backing. Get rid of it. So here we go. And now you're going to align it. So this is cut where I leave about 1/8 of an inch on the top and 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. So that's cut to work just like so. Oh, I got to round my corner because this corner is rounded over here. So don't forget to round your corner, guys. Okay. A little distress in action on that corner. So that goes down there, and I think I'm getting a really good alignment there. Hopefully. You can't see what I'm doing. Yep, that looks good. And stick it down, my friends. Oh, nope, no sticking it down. Ah! Hold on, pulling it up. I forgot. I gotta put my closure down first. It's alright, no harm. See, it's coming up. Alright, cool. We have to put this little closure first, right here. See this right here? We gotta do that. So I did that with Tyvek. Alright, it can't be a Kathy video without me ripping something up, right? So I did that with Tyvek. And how I did that was, see, it's nice and distressed. It kind of looks like leather, guys. Really, really love the way that came out. I can even give you another sample of that. This is the bonus project that we did during the class. And here is the same Tyvek piece, but I colored it with the black soot. And it gave it that nice grayish appearance, which matches perfectly with the paper line. And it opens like so. And this is the bonus project. You can watch the Ustream class to see how this was put together. Okay. And I love the little closure, super, super fast. And the Tyvek is virtually indestructible. So you don't have to worry about it tearing, you know, with the open and the closing and the open and the closing. Here I did another Tyvek closure. This is the other bonus project. And this is supposed to be in the front. Let's see if I can get it to the front. Anywho, it opens up like so. Again, another Tyvek strip. Look at how beautiful that looks. I think it looks like a piece of leather. Love it. And that closes like so. And you get a really nice closure. So here's the second bonus project. Same deal, just a different color. Same paper line, Tattered Time by Die Cuts with a View. That opens up like so. This one's completely finished. And that pulls down, and this reveals a tag for journaling. And here you can have a photograph there, a photograph there, a photograph on the back. And then you get this really nice journaling tag. You can put journal and a photo on the back side. And you get the same thing on the other side. Alright, so this bonus project we did on my Ustream class, my friends, okay? So you can see that's at the very end of part 2 for those who are interested. And that closes up like this. For the full-size album, you can always pick up the tutorial or you can watch the class, my friends. And that's available on my blog. So love that. And here's the closure for that one. Alright, so let's get to making the closure. So what you're going to need is Tyvek paper. And it's this virtually indestructible material. You can get this at your office supply store. Office Depot, Staples, whatever you have. Office Max, it doesn't matter. It comes in the envelope forms, and all I do is cut my envelopes down to get this. Alright? And you want a completely white piece because you don't want it, you know, you don't want anything to show. So this is what you're going to end up with, this little strap. And to get that strap, you're going to need a 1-inch piece, and this is 1 by 8.5. Okay, you're going to put some score tape right down the middle, right down the center of this 1-inch piece. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, try to get it right down the center, guys. So that goes just like that. You're going to remove the tape backing. All right, let's get rid of that tape. My fingers look like a disaster. And you're going to fold over right onto the tape. So it's about a 1/4 inch fold. So you're just going to fold that one side. Doesn't matter, right or left side. Doesn't really matter. So you get about a fold right onto the tape. See that? Now you're going to apply a second piece of tape to the very center of this piece. So you're going to be overlapping the fold and the other side. Okay, right on the center. Okay? Doesn't have to be perfect once again, but you know, so good. And now you're going to remove the tape backing and you're going to fold the other side. Okay, so let's get that done. Fold it right onto the tape, my friends. Okay, you don't want any tape exposed, because then you're going to have it's going to stick to your project and or to your paper, and you don't want that. And that's it. So this super fab strap is never going to break. Never, ever, ever going to break. And when you ink it up with your distress inks, it looks like fabric. I think it looks like leather. I mean, you guys try it and tell me if you agree. Love it. So you wind up with two pieces that measure about a 1/4 inch by 8.5 inches. And it can be a little shorter, but you know, hold on, let me get my closures really quick. Alright, so I'm using a small D-ring and a this closure right here, and all you're going to do is you're going to feed it through one side of your closure. You can use absolutely anything for this, okay, anything that you can hook on, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so you're going to feed it through this piece here. Like, look it, for this one I used gears right here, so you can use absolutely anything. You don't have to have a D-ring. Okay, so just let's get creative. But in this case, I'm using the D-ring, and you're going to want to hot glue, nice and hot, glue that onto the back side. All right, so secure that in place, and then you're going to want to do the same thing with the D-ring. Okay, about an inch, inch and a half, doesn't really matter. You have a lot of extra here. All right, so you glue that down. We're going to finish that off with a brad, but we'll do that afterwards. So now that you have those two pieces, super cute, right? Love it. Now you're going to glue them to the back over here. All right, and I want my hook to be 3/4 of the way down, not halfway, about 3/4. That's a little bit more than, let's see, right about there. Right, so what I did to get it perfectly straight, I put some score tape on the back. Okay, because it just made it easier for me. I tried the hot glue at the beginning and it was just a mess. So let's keep it simple. So I measured and then I put my score tape down. And now that I know where my measurement is, you want to roughly get it on the center, at least 1/8 inch, right, from the top of your album, and just glue that down. All right, and then you want to do the same thing on the other side. So this, in this case, you want to connect it because you want to get a good feel. You want to give yourself some slack, right? You want to give yourself a little bit of slack. You don't want it too tight. So I like that right there, like that. So make my fold, pull it up, get my tape on there. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just applying tape to the back side like I did with the other side. And then I'm going to glue it down. And then you can put your pages down. Not what I did before. Sorry. Okay, so now we're going to go right there to about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom of your album. Right, just about there. Perfection, ladies, perfection. And you got yourself a little bit of slack, and you'll be able to get your pages in place. I probably should have given myself a little bit more slack, I think. So, let's see. See how I pull that up just a little bit? I think that's better. Okay, that's better. Now we can glue our pages down. So make sure you get it where you really want it. You know, sometimes it's better to go ahead and get your pages down. I may want to pull this side up just a hair. See how it comes up pretty easy? But once you get your pages down, it'll be fine. Okay, that's good. Now, where's that page that I tore up? Here it is. I may need a little bit more tape because I ripped it up and it pulled the craft paper up with it. So let's get some more tape on here. Okay. Need some more tape. And I think that should do it. I am like a disaster with the tape. I put so much tape on my projects. I just don't want them to come up. I rather use up the tape and make sure I got a good project. Here we go. Now we can stick this down about 1/8 of an inch. Here we go. See, that looks good to me. Remember, you don't want to, the measurement is perfect on this one, but you don't want to get it in on the fold, okay? You want to give yourself some slack for that fold. Okay, so there's that first one. See, you can't see the hinge when you lift this up when you do it that way. For the second one, what did I do with my envelopes? I lost them. Where are they? Ah! That's not even funny. I hid them from myself. Oh, here it is. Here's that one, and here's this one. So now this piece is going to go perfectly aligned there, right? And you got a perfect piece, no hinge showing. So just flush it to that envelope right there and stick it down, my friends. Make sure you got a good measurement there. And that goes there. And for the last one, remove all the tape backing and stick it down. And you should have a perfect aligned piece because it's perfect. There we go. Beautiful. Love it. So all of this tape will most definitely stabilize that piece down there and keep it there because it is not going anywhere. Promise you that. You can take your bone folder and burnish that if you wish. I like to do that. Okay, get a good burnish. See that? And last one. Okay, that's it. And now, here's your piece. Super fabulous, perfect measurement. Now we want to finish that off with 2 little brads, just to give it a nice finished look. And let's see, I'll use these 2 because these 2 match. I like to cut my legs off my brads because they're just purely decorative. If you want to leave yours on and stick it, punch a hole and stick it through, that's fine too. I like to cut the legs off, so just be careful when you do that because the little legs fly all over the place and you do not want to hurt yourself. So I like to flatten the bottom, so I gotta just do that. And these are really hard, so then what I take is I do put a tiny drop of hot glue and set that brad down relatively quickly. Right, there we go. And it just finishes it off beautifully. Right, Love it. So there is the finish inside covers. All right, and then when you fill these up, this will eventually get full. You know, it will do its thing. So that goes like that. That's your first one. Let's open this back up. And this one goes in here. And this one goes in here. As promised, ladies, here is the finished project. You can totally mat on the back here as well. Love the way that these pockets turned out. And you can, you know, that's it. Finish your album. If you'd like to do it like this, again, you can leave it without it. And it closes up perfectly. Get a good wiggle in there. Close this side up. And that's it, my friends. This is a different take on the graduation tutorial and mini album that we did on Ustream, and that's posted to my blog. If you are interested in the graduation kit, I still have a few available. Oh, hold on, we got to do this diagonal pocket. To make this diagonal pocket, you're going to take a 4 by 4 inch square piece of paper. Okay, 4 by 4. Here's mine. You're going to put it in your paper trimmer, point to point, right here in the cutting groove, and you're going to cut like so. And you're going to be left with 2 pieces that look like this, so one for one side, one for the other. Then you're going to take your scoreboard. Now I'm running out of space over here. This album is huge when it's fully extended. And you're going to score at, on this side of the piece, at 3/8 of an inch. Okay, and then you're going to rotate onto this side, and again 3/8 of an inch. All right, then you're going to see that you get a little square right in here, so you're going to cut that little square out. Okay, so you cut that out, and there you're left with your little flaps, and you fold those over. You're going to want to apply score tape. You see how you get this overhang? Trim that. After you apply your score tape, you want to trim that. Okay? After the score tape, because that way you will trim the score tape perfectly as well. Okay, so you get tape all the way to the edge. And there's your diagonal pocket. And to get your mat, I always like to do a little tapering. To get your mat to size, all you got to do, in this case, your mat's going to measure 2 3/4 square, and you cut it in half exactly how you did that. Okay, so let's put our diagonal pocket in place. And I think, so this one's on this side. I don't want to cover up this beautiful paper. Let's see. So yeah, I got to put it on this side. It's got to match, guys. It's got to match. I can't help myself. So here's my piece. And I'm going to cut it just like so, right, just like we talked about. We're going to apply our score tape. And again, I apply my score tape before I cut those little flaps off. I'm going to apply that. Now I'm going to trim off those pieces. And again, the reason why I do that is so I can get full score tape coverage. Sounds like a bra commercial. So here's our book, and this goes like this. So your flaps go on the edge of your book, on your right hand, on your right or left, whichever way you're working, and on the bottom. Okay, you want to go ahead and distress that. There we go. Remove your tape backing and secure it in place. I like to put mine flushed with my little flap. Okay, flush it with your flap, top and bottom. Okay, good stick on there, and there's your little diagonal pocket. And I had a small piece of paper cut for this as well, but of course, who knows where it is with this disaster in my room? Who nose. So I have to cut another piece. What did I say it was? I said it was 2 3/4, right? I should have a piece of scrap paper around here somewhere. Who wants to cut a full sheet of paper? Okay, let's do this one. 2 3/4 square, and I'm just cutting mine. So I got my 2 3/4 square, right? Yes, beautiful. And now we just put that right there in the center, and you cut. And you got your 2 pieces. You want to go ahead and distress that. You could have even done 3-inch square, but I like the paper when you see the edge of the paper, the edge of the cardstock. I think it gives it a nice little foundation to lay your paper. And that's it. That's how you get your pocket in place, your little corner pocket. And that way you can get a really nice size photograph in here and not cover up your beautiful paper. Alright, my friends, or you can put your bonus project in there, whichever way you want it. You can put your bonus project in there. See, it'll tuck right in there. However you want to do it, it works out perfectly. So that's the mini album, guys. I hope you all enjoy it. I can't wait to see your pictures on Ning. If you're interested in this is called the Graduation Mini Album. Alright, and you can find it on my blog, the tutorial or the class, the handwritten tutorial or the class on Ustream. Thank you so much for joining me, my friends, and this is Kathy with Paper Phenomenon, and until next time,